Hey, Melissa Wick here. In today's full yoga class, you'll find many opportunities to enjoy some of your favorite yoga poses, some balancing, some strengthening, a couple arm balances. And so this is a class where we'll build some strength and we'll go deeper into some shapes. So take it at your own pace, ease off when you need to, listen to your body first and foremost, and most of all, enjoy and have fun. So get into something comfortable and let's get started. Let's begin in a gentle heart opener. So 2 blocks would be lovely to use. You can use a bolster if you have one, or you can simply take a blanket or a towel and roll it up. And that could be your support that goes behind your back body. So the bigger you make your roll, the more deeper the heart opening shape will be. So if you're going with the blanket route, roll it up, take it to the back of your mat, leave some space on the other side for your shoulders and head to come down. Keep the sit bones down and lay yourself over. You'll play to find your sweet spot. If it's too high, you can make it not as thick. Opening up the shoulders, make sure the back of your neck is long. And if you're going to go with the route of blocks, that will be my path today. Then I'm going to start with 1 block on the highest setting to the back of the mat. I'll take the next block vertically. On the second setting, just a couple inches in front. There are many ways to do this. If there's a better way that you like, feel free to do that way. Sit bones stay down again, and then I'll align my spine here, starting where my bra line would be, or you can imagine where your bra line would be. Let the shoulder blades peel on either side. I like to give a little lift of my chest. Hands will find the block that's behind to support the head. Now, if about halfway through, as you start to open, you want to go deeper, you can always turn that block that's on your head to a lower setting. Only if you feel it's right. Okay. So again, I like to adjust by pressing my elbows into the ground, gently squeeze the blades and then reset them. Keeps this nice opening in the chest. Now legs, wherever you are, can be straight out. You can have the feet wide as the mat with the knees falling in to touch. Or you can bring the soles of the feet together, knees open. So make your last minute adjustments here. Have your palms to flip open to invite in more opening. And let's take a couple breaths, deep breaths, just to arrive. So big breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Again, inhale in. Let it go. 1 more like that. Inhale. And release. Closing the lips. Relax the energy behind the eyes. Soften your jaw. And start to invite in ease as we intentionally begin in this supported back bend. Noticing how this feels for you to be in this shape. Check in to see how your body is feeling without any judgment. And how is your energy? What's your energy level like? And your emotional tone. And how are you experiencing your mind right now? Is it scattered or frantic, or maybe it's feeling relaxed or calm? And we'll start to bring our attention to our breathing. So starting to regulate your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And try to make your breaths smooth and even, matching the lengths of your inhales and your exhales. Allow each and every breath here to deeply nourish you and invite you into a relaxed awareness. Keep following the breath with your awareness, feeling the breath travel along the inner flesh of the nostrils. And we'll start to invite in some arm movements, so extending the arms up in front of you, behind you. And if this feels like pain, just ease off, maybe just stay where you are. But if this feels good in your body, you can start to bring your arms up and down. Starting to invite in some opening in the chest, the shoulders. Syncing your breath with your movement. Maybe the next time your arms are lifted, take a big stretch. Maybe close the legs if they're in Baddha Konasana. Good, make this juicy. Relaxing your arms down by the side. And we'll start to come out of our supported heart opener. So here, wherever you are, you can either roll off to the side or tuck your chin in and lift yourself upright. Move your blanket or bolster away. If you have the two blocks, take them to the top of your mat. You may need them once we get there. Take your time to make your way into child's pose. Keep that relaxed awareness and the connection to your breath. So toes touch, knees wide. And start to walk your arms forward, melt your head and your chest down. Sit bones relaxing towards the heels. Tune into that breath. So as you breathe in, let your heart expand, your back body, your lower back. As you exhale, get nice and heavy. And start to walk the arms all the way over to the top right corner of the mat. Maybe reach the left fingertips a little more forward and ground down through that left sit bone. Breathe into the left side of the body. Inhale to center and all the way over to the left, top left corner. Maybe reach the right fingertips farther, ground down through the right sit bone. Breathe into the right side body. Come back to neutral and lift your hips up to tabletop. So knees underneath the hip bones. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we'll start to open up with these circles here. So there's no right or wrong. You're going to start to roll your head, your shoulders, and your torso, your hips in one direction. Making this as big or as small as you'd like. Just getting into the ribs, the spine, the sides, the neck. And stay close to your breath. No one's watching you, so you can make it as big as you'd like. And then reverse your direction. You're just opening up through all of those spaces that feel a little tight. Good, come back to neutral. Keep the hips stacked right over the knees, and we'll come into a delicious puppy stretch. So walk the hands forward, melt the forehead and chest down. Keep a slight tone in the belly. Doesn't matter if your head touches the ground or not. Breathe into your upper body. On your next inhale, walk the hands under your shoulders. And on the exhale, push the floor away from you, round cat. Let your head be heavy. Inhale, take your gaze forward, chest forward, cow. Exhale, push the floor away. All right, come to tabletop. Draw your belly button towards the back of the spine. And really ground down through all 10 knuckles. Maybe you want to shift your knees back just a little bit here. We're going to start to invite in some core work and work on strengthening, building a little bit of heat. So you're going to wrap the elbows out and around and in. Shift slightly forward. Belly button drawing in. Chaturanga. So bend the elbows either halfway down to create a shelf or even just a couple inches, and then push yourself back up. So you could just move a couple inches. It could be just here. Keep your bum lifted. And push up. Just a couple more here. So push down through the palms. Exhale, push the floor away from you. Again, inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, push away. Good. It's a little wake up there. Tuck your toes underneath. Lift your hips up and back. Downward dog. So glide the shoulders down the back. Broaden the upper back. Release any excess tension in the neck. Sit bones are reaching up and back. And from here, we'll just drop that right heel down, slightly bend the left knee. Just holding here, open up in that right hamstring. So you want to lift the inside of your right inner thigh up so you can feel it engage. Keep pushing through all 10 knuckles. And switch. Right knee bends, left heel draws down. You're going to start to feel maybe some heat in the shoulders. Use your breath here. So your left inner thigh is lifted and engaged. Right knee is bent. Come back to your downward dog. Inhale, ripple forward to a high plank. On your exhale, you can either take your knees down or lower with the knees lifted all the way to your belly. Point your toes. We're going to take the backs of the hands onto the low back, palms up, elbows lifted, chest lifted, tops of the feet pressed down, pubic bone down. We're going to inhale, lift the forehead, the chest, and the shoulders. Keep the tops of the feet down. Exhale, lower down, starting to build some strength in the back. Inhale, lift. Any amount, head stays long. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Back body is engaged. Exhale, lower down. This time, release your hands. Take your hands right by your chest. And we're going to press into baby cobra or high cobra. Pubic bone down, heart forward and up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes underneath. Inhale, elbows in, push through table or high plank. Exhale, back. Downward dog. Start to bend your knees, look between your hands. Walk or step to the top of your mat, fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down with your feet. You're gonna rise, back body engages, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take one cycle of breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Your right arm's gonna drop to the right. Exhale, side stretch up and over to the right. Bow the left side of the body. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, left arm drops up and over to the left, bow the right side. Inhale, both arms lift. As you exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Start to sit back into your heels, arms will lift. Just for a cycle of breath. Belly button draws in. Inhale, gentle squeeze of the glutes. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, chaturanga. If you're ready, halfway down, or just come to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra, heart forward and up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, belly button draws into the back of the spine to downward dog. Good, now really use the breath to help you move through the sequences and the postures, just to show you where you may be feeling stuck or stagnant. The breath will help you to create space. Find something, a place to gaze between your legs here to help still the mind. Inhale, your right leg will rise, three-legged dog. Start to stack open the hips so your knee becomes the highest point. Bend that right leg. Come back to three-legged dog, closed hips. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot through between the hands. Take your left knee down. When you're ready, low lunge. Lengthen the tailbone down. Imagine zipping up a tight pair of pants. Thumbs back, pinkies forward. Enjoy the opening in the psoas. Release your arms. If you have blocks, maybe you take them with you to half splits. Shift the hips back, draw the toes towards the face, softening the shoulders, find a lift in your heart. Find this dragging action of your right heel. Exhale, roll through that right foot, bend your right knee. Take your blocks forward. Left hand down, left toes tuck under, lengthen the back leg, twist. Right arm opens up. Collarbones nice and open. Twist from the ribs. Take a breath in to lengthen that right arm. On the exhale, take your right arm back any amount, twisting from the rib cage. You can slightly bend that right elbow. Just opening up in the chest. Inhale, right arm will lift. Exhale, take it back any amount. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower your left knee. And then from here, we'll invite in a quad stretch. So your right arm will dip back again. Bend your left knee. Maybe you catch a hold of the foot with the right hand. If you have blocks, you can always bring the floor to you. Moving nice and easy so we're not cramping. So keep that right knee forward. Maybe you invite in a twist with the spine. If you have the space, maybe you hinge the hips forward. And without slingshotting that leg, gently release. Take your arm on the inside of the right leg. Tuck your left toes under, lift the hips up, and then skandasana to the left. You're going to drop that left heel in, left toes fan out, walk your hands to the left, bend the left knee, right leg extends. Keep that left foot flat. Maybe your right toes come to the face, so your right knee is facing the ceiling. You can keep the hips high here. Just be safe with your hamstring. Maybe if you want to take the hands off, you can bring them into prayer. Just find what feels right for you and your body. And we'll bend the right knee, walk the hands back to frame your right foot. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest off that thigh. Weight into the right leg. Lift the left leg. Lift the chest. Exhale, lower the left leg beside the right. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hug the shin bones back. Belly draws in, lengthen the tailbone down. And inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your side. Cycle of breath here. Good, inhale, reach the arms up. Slight bend in the knees. As you exhale, lead with the heart, back body's engaged as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, chaturanga or belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back, downward dog. Take about 3 breaths here. Use your inhales to energize you, to empower you. Use your exhales to ground you and to connect you. Good, inhale, your left leg will rise. 3-legged dog, keep pushing through the palms. Bend your left knee, open up the hips, knee becomes the highest point. Come back to your 3-legged closed dog. As you breathe in, exhale, step your foot between your hands, right knee down. When you're ready, low lunge. Find the connection of your feet to the ground, arms extend. Hips level, lengthen the tailbone down, lift up and out of the hips as you ground down with the feet. Take your hands down, frame your left foot. Maybe you find your blocks, half split, half Hanumanasana. Find the dragging action of your left heel, left toes towards the face. Softening the shoulders, breathe into the back of the left hamstring. Good, and then exhale, bend your left knee, take your blocks aside, tuck your right toes underneath, lengthen your right leg. Left arm opens, twist. Nice, opening in the collarbones, hips level. Sometimes the left hip likes to go higher. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist from the rib cage, so towards the sky, and start to draw that left hand back any amount. You can bend the left elbow. Inhale, back to where you started. Exhale, take it back. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, back to square one. Take your right knee down. And then reach that left hand back. Find that twist. Bend your right heel towards your glute. Maybe you catch the outside of your right foot. You can always take your right hand on a block. You want to keep that integrity over the depth. Keep our bodies safe. Release that right foot with care. Take your left hand on the inside of the left leg. Lengthen the back leg. Lift your hips up. Skandasana to the right. Right heel in, right toes out. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Right knee bends, left leg extends. Yogi's choice, maybe arms out or in prayer or down. You can keep your hips high or low. As long as your left knee is facing the ceiling here. And release, bend your left knee, walk your hands to frame your left foot, all 10 toes forward. Inhale, lift your chest off the thigh, bring your weight into the left foot. Find that lift as your right leg lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back, see if you can see your toes, lift them and release them down. Inhale, stand. And exhale, hands down by your side, Tadasana, palms open. Nice tall lift in the spine, breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, fold over the hips, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, flow it out. Or you can always just come right back to downward dog. Exhale back. Downward dog. Take a few breaths here. If you find you have a lot of energy, you're welcome to take another flow. If you need rest, you can take child's pose. Good. Come to down dog if you're not there already. Let's inhale, the right leg's gonna rise. You're gonna exhale, knee towards your chest. Shift your weight forward, wrists under your shoulders, draw the belly in. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step your right foot through completely. Keep the back leg lengthened. So your right heel, right hips drawing back, left toes forward. Hands could be on blocks here if you need. Inhale, we'll lift the heart, lift the chest off the thigh, any amount. Open the shoulders. Exhale, we'll fold over that right leg. Right leg extends, stay on the ball of the left foot. This is our flow. Inhale, come forward, heart shines through the gate of the shoulders. Exhale, fold, right hip draws back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, ride the wave of your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. We'll pause here, just 3 breaths in this modified pyramid shape. On your next inhale, bend your right knee. And this time we'll take the arms on the inside of the right leg, heel toe your right foot out just a little bit. Keep your knee forward, toes forward. Now we're gonna come into lizard. You can stay right here if you wanna keep the back leg powered up. You can stay on your palms, you can come onto your forearms, or take your blocks and have your forearms on the blocks. You can always take your left knee down as well. Keep your right inner leg hugging to your right shoulder. Try not to clench your fingers or your toes. Find ease here, connect to your breath. And we're just opening a little deeper into the psoas and the hips. Find your place and be still. Keep integrity in your frame with your right heel drawing back, your left toes forward or left knee. Good. If you're on your forearms or on blocks, take your props away, come back to your hands. You're going to turn your right toes out to face the front right corner of the mat. You're going to lengthen your back leg, lift your hips up. We're going to step forward to Malasana, so left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can sit on a block as you dip your hips down, or you can just stay lifted, palms touch, inner arms to the inner legs. I love to use props to assist and bring the floor to me. So we're going to relax the shoulders, find length from your root all the way through the crown of the head. Notice if you're caving in on the inner arches of your feet, keep your feet flat and knees in line with your toes. What a super grounding primal shape. And if you have a block, just release your block. We're going to bring the weight into the heels. We're going to use our glutes to power ourselves up to stand. Try to keep the heart lifted as you come all the way up. Good. Heel toe your feet back underneath your hip bones. And then we'll release our arms down by our side. We're going to step the left foot back into warrior two. So nice big stance. Bend your right knee, lengthen the back leg, outer edge of the left foot parallel to the back of the mat. Extend your arms. Right hip is rolling down and into the center, tone in the belly. Right glute is on, so your right knee's in line with your second and third toe. Reverse your warrior. Flip your right palm up and back, side stretch. Come back to warrior two, extended side angle, so right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm can reach to the ceiling, or you can flip your palm, take your fingertips to the top of the mat. Try not to let your shoulder go with you. Keep the opening. You can stay here, or maybe your right hand comes to the ground or to the block. Maybe you come for a half bind. Left hand comes to the inside of the right inner thigh, or maybe a full bind. So keep the foundation of your legs. And the idea is to open up in the chest. So leaning the chest back as you roll your right hip down and in. Good. Breathe here. If you're in a full bind, release your bind. And we'll come back to warrior two. And then lengthen your right leg. Turn your right toes to the left side of the mat. And then turn your heels in so your toes are out. Now from here, we're going to bend the knees, preparing for a goddess shape. So you're lengthening the tailbone down, knees in line with the toes. So imagine you're zipping up this pair of pants, tone in the belly. All right, so the glutes are on. I'm feeling my outer thighs engaged. I'm going to extend my arms out long. Keep the ribs knitted in. Bend your elbows, palms open. So you're going to feel the shoulder blades start to tilt in towards the center. So there's a lot going on here. Try to find ease. So you're going to feel the strength of your frame. And with the ease, you allow the breath to flow through you. So on the inhale, we're going to lengthen the legs, extend the arms up. And exhale, we'll rebend the elbows and the knees, moving nice and slowly. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, goddess. Again, inhale, lengthen. Nice squeezing of the glutes. Exhale, goddess, stay here. Now, if this is enough, stay right here. If you want to come with me, ankles are going to be strong. Lift your right heel. Lower the right heel down. Lift your left heel. Lower the left heel down. Maybe try both. Strong ankles. Good. Playing with balance. Release the heels down. Good. Lengthen the legs. Release your arms down. And we'll just come right back to warrior two. So turn your right toes to the right. Prepare. On your exhale, you're going to cartwheel the hands down. Frame your right foot and just step back to a high plank. Preparing for side plank, you're going to roll your heels over to the left. Your right arm will reach up. Now, options here. You can stagger the feet if that's more stable. You can take your left knee down, keep the chest open. Or if you want, you can let your right foot hover off of your left. Just keep the left side of your body lifted. Try not to roll that right hip all the way back. Keep it in line. If this is enough, you can stay here. If you want to come into wild thing, take your right foot, place it firmly behind you and behind the left leg. Start to reach your hips up, push into your left hand, and then opening up your chest any amount. Maybe your right hand comes to hold the back of your head for support. Maybe you find your full extension. When you're ready, come right back to your side plank. Center plank. And when you're ready, flow it out. Exhale, chaturanga to up dog. Exhale back, downward dog. So much strength. Take a breath in, side out. The next 5 breaths are yours. So if you need child's pose, or if you have lots of energy, take another flow. All right, let's come right back to down dog if you're not there already. On the inhale, let's let the left leg rise. Exhale, knee towards your chest. Draw your belly in. Push the floor away from you. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step your left foot through. Bind your blocks again. Back leg stays lengthened. We're going to inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, take it back. Fold over that left leg. Left hip's drawing back. Here's your flow. Inhale. Chest lifts, heart rises. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, this time stay in your modified pyramid for 3 breaths. Good, bend your left knee, take your blocks aside, arms on the inside of your left leg, heel toe your left foot out to make some space, but toes and knee forward. You can stay here for your lizard, palms down, and start to find that lift in the heart. Left heel draws back, right toes forward. Maybe you take your blocks, come onto your forearms. Left inner leg is hugging into your left shoulder. Maybe your right knee comes down. So many options. Make a commitment to find your variation of lizard and find stillness. Connect to your breath. Breathe into your psoas and your hips. If you're on your forearms, come back to your hands. We're going to tuck the right toes under, lengthen your back leg, and lift your hips up. Turn your left toes out to the front left corner of the mat. We're going to step forward to Malasana. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. Maybe this is where you are. You can find a lower shape, block or not a block. Palms touch, soften the shoulders. Good, and then we're going to rise again, so another opportunity to try that again. Root down in your heels. You're going to squeeze the glutes. Use the power of your legs and find your lift. Heel toe your feet back underneath your hip bones. Relax your arms down. We're going to step back to warrior 2, this time with the right leg. Big step back, outer edge of your right foot parallel, left knee bends. Rolling that left glute in towards the midline, knee in line with the second and third toe. Lengthen the tailbone down, extend your arms. Reverse your warrior, flip your left palm, reach up and back, side stretch. Keep the left knee bent. Back to warrior 2, extended side angle, left forearm to left thigh, right arm to the ceiling, or right fingertips forward, palm down. Chest open, soften the shoulders, maybe left hand down, maybe a half bind, maybe a full bind. So lengthen the spine, open your chest, left glute is drawing into the midline. Reach to the crown of the head. If you're in a full bind, release your full bind. Use the power of your core, come back to warrior 2. Take a breath in. On your exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands down, frame your left foot, step back to your high plank. Preparing for side plank on the right. So weight into the right hand, dip your outer edge of your right foot to the ground, left arm rises. Options, your right knee can come down. You can let your left leg hover if you'd like, or stagger your feet. You can stay here if this is enough for you. If you want to flip into wild thing, take your left foot behind you, bend the left knee, and then start to press your foot and your hand into the ground as you lift your hips and open your chest. Come back with so much care, back to your side plank, back to your center plank. Chaturanga, flow it out, cleanse it out. Upward dog. Exhale back, downward dog. Good. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Exhale, you can take the knees down if you'd like, all the way to your belly. We're going to extend the arms by the side, interlace the hands behind the back of the body. Start to extend the elbows, reach your knuckles towards your heels, pubic bone down. Inhale, we're going to lift the chest, the forehead, the shoulders. This might be enough for you. If you like, you can point the toes so much. Tops of the feet lift. Shins, knees, maybe quads, maybe arms lift off the body. Gentle squeeze of the blades. Continue to breathe. Head in line with the spine. And then with care, we'll slowly release. Take any ear down to the mat. Release. Now we're just going to open up a little deeper in our quads. So you can take your left arm in front of you, bend your elbow, and then you can have your elbow slightly in and that left arm is on an angle with the fingers forward. Now this might be a lot on the low back, so you'll know once you get there if it's too much. So you're going to bend your right heel. Take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. This might be enough for you for a quad stretch. If this is hurting your low back because you're too high, you can always lower the chest, wing the elbow out to the left, rest your forehead on your palm, and then maybe grab a deeper stretch here with your right foot, your heel towards the outside of the right thigh. Maybe you keep the lift if you have the space and there's no pain in your low back. You can all start to flip your grip so your fingers will start to face toward the front of the mat. So you decide how far you want to take this. Breathe into your quad. If you feel sharp pain, you've gone too far. Discomfort is all right. You can breathe through it. And you know your body better than anyone else, so please listen to it. And then release that right leg. Just take a rest here. Rest your forehead on both palms, stacking one palm over the other. And let's go to the other side. So your right elbow's bent, your right hands could come on an angle forward, left arm down, bending your left knee, grab the inside of your left foot. This might be enough. Or you can always rest your forehead onto the back of your right hand here. Maybe one side's totally different than the other. Gently release. And take your arms just right by your chest, your upper chest. Elbows in, tuck your toes under. And when you're ready, you're going to push through your palms, lift through table or high plank. Exhale back, downward dog. Bend your knees, look between your hands, and then walk or step to the front of your mat, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to rise, lift all the way up. And exhale, arms down by your side. We're going to come into another balancing shape, dancer's pose, Natarajasana. Okay, so we're going to take your right arm out to the side as if you're holding a tray. Palm is up. Bring your weight into your left foot, tone in the belly for stability. Find something in front of you that's not moving. Take your right heel towards your glute. Hand comes to the inside of your right foot. Notice if this already is causing this banana backing, try to keep it contained. And then left arm can reach up. Your palm could face forward. I like to do that to keep my chest open. You can have the palm in, whatever your preference is. And then start to kick your foot into your hand any amount, starting to move like a pendulum. This might be it for you. Try not to be attached to what it's supposed to look like, but rather how it's feeling in your body. Focusing one breath at a time. Gently release, dancer's pose. Lower your right leg down. We'll just go right to the other side. So open up your left palm, bend your elbow, you're holding a tray. Weight into your right foot, tone in the belly, help you with stability. Look at something that's not moving. Left hand to the inside of the left foot. Right arm extend, maybe palm open, chest open. Kicking your foot into your hand. Maybe you start to draw the chest forward any amount. Spine lifted. And with grace and control, release your dancer's pose. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands into prayer, bring the legs completely together. Just like we worked earlier with strong ankles, you're going to lift the heels up any amount, tone in the belly. Again, find something in front of you that's not moving. You're going to imagine as if you're sliding down the back of a wall. You're going to keep the spine tall. Squeeze of the glutes. Ankles really strong. You start to bend the knees forward and you're imagining you're sliding down this imaginary wall, just toning the legs, really feeling the power and explore the shakiness. Try not to resist it. If you need to take your hands down, take your hands down. Good. And then just shift yourself back a bit if you're at the way top part of your mat. Now this is optional. You can take crow pose and arm balance if it's in your practice. If it's not working for you today, you can stay right here in this toes pose, palms touching in prayer. Or you can take your hands down and find a fold here, feeling a stretch in your spine. If you want to go for crow pose and it's in your practice, feel free to do that here. I like to open up my knees, take my palms down onto the mat, fingers spread wide, keeping the gaze forward in front. I like to lift my heels up, lift my bum up, and then either try to tuck my knees to the armpits or just to the back of the triceps, creating that shelf with the elbows, gaze forward. And then really use my finger pads to help with a balance from going too far forward. Maybe start with one heel lifts, maybe the other heel lifts, maybe both lift. So you can play around with that. I have a weak wrist, so I don't like to stay too long in arm balances. And when you've had enough of playing in your arm balance, just find your fold here. And once we're all finished with that, we'll find a full fold. So take your feet hip width distance apart, lift your hips up. Take the palms of your hands underneath your feet so your toes are right to your wrists. Maybe give it a little massage with your toes onto the hands here. Release your head, keep your belly button drawing into the back of the spine. With care, releasing your hands. Maybe walk your way back to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift to cleanse. Exhale, plant your palms. You can flow this out or just come right back to downward dog. Downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, the right leg is going to rise. Exhale, step your right foot through between the hands. Left knee comes down. We're going to take splits. So If that sounds frightening, you can always grab your blocks or no blocks and just take half split, just like we did earlier with your right leg extending. If you want to try, you can, I like to use blocks here. So I'll start to draw my right heel as forward as I can. Keep the hips level. Now sometimes I'll just use a block and slide it underneath the back of my upper right thigh. You have 3 settings. Sometimes it's a nice support here, and I'll take my other block to bring my hand onto to support. Now find your edge. If you're using the blocks and you want to stay a lot more lifted, that's perfect. Just take 4 more breaths here, wherever you are. Remember, it's not about the end goal. It's about the process and the journey. Good. And then as gracefully as you can, take your right foot, bend your right knee. It's hard if you have a sticky mat. And from here, we'll transition into pigeon. So you're going to heel toe your right foot over to the left. Take your right knee towards the outside of the right wrist. Lengthen your back leg any amount. Now, if this pigeon shape is not working for you, you can come completely onto your right glute. Take your left knee out to the left and take your right shin parallel to the top of your mat. Right foot is flexed. Fold toward that right foot. Choose your pigeon. Now, since we're nice and open and you're in your squared pigeon, if you want to open up through the quad a little more and take king pigeon, you can always reach that left arm back. You can always bend your left knee, your heel towards your glute. Maybe grab the inside of the left foot. And keep your chest open if that's better for you. If you're working towards squaring the shoulders, take your right fingertips out to the right and feel that stretch in the chest. King pigeon's just an option. Take the next 6 to 7 breaths here in whatever shape you're in. And we'll start to come out of our pigeon shape. So with lots of care, we'll press onto the hands wherever you are. Tuck the left toes under, come back to your downward dog. Couple breaths here. Inhale, your left leg will rise. Exhale, step your left foot through between the hands, preparing for Hanumanasana splits. Right knee down. Maybe you have your blocks again. Maybe you take half split. Or start to slide that left heel forward any amount. You may notice a big difference between one side and the other. As you're in your splits, just really try to find ease. So if you find that your mind is frantically going, just come right back to the soothing sensation of your breath. The mind likes to have something to do, so just gently bring it back to your breathing. Trying not to resist what may be coming up for you, just breathing through it. Good, and we'll come out so as gracefully as you can. And we'll slide that left leg over to the right wrist, left foot, into pigeon. So you can draw your heel closer to you, left knee on the outside of the left wrist. Walk that right leg back any amount so you can take your squared pigeon. If you want to ease off and come onto your left glute completely, open your right knee out to the right. Take your left shin parallel to the top of the mat and fold towards that left flexed foot. If you're in squared pigeon and we're nice and open, if you want to bend that right heel, left fingertips out to the right, grab the inside of your right foot, and draw that heel towards you any amount, or work towards squaring off the chest. If you have your full king pigeon, go for it. Next 6 to 7 breaths here are yours. Try not to check out mentally, but rather again tune into the breath. Let that be your anchor to the present moment. And we'll slowly start to come out of our pigeon. Come onto the left glute and swing your right leg forward. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together with the knees open. Baddha Konasana. So you're always welcome to sit up on a block or a blanket. Your heels can come close, or if you want more of a diamond shape, just a different sensation in your stretch and your opening. So maybe thumbs on the inside of the foot, hands on the outside, and start to draw the heart forward. Maybe elbows are pressing down on the inside of the legs, finding your fold here. And slowly start to roll your spine up. Gently close the legs. Shift yourself forward so there's space behind you when you roll down. And you can take a block down with you if you need. You may or may not need it. Rolling all the way down. Now we'll come into shoulder stand here. If shoulder stand is not for you, you can simply just bring your legs up towards the ceiling. Or if you have a block, you can slide a block under your tailbone, your sacrum. So not on your low back, but just that above the glutes, there's that bony part. Legs up to the ceiling. If you like to come into shoulder stand, arms by your sides, lift your legs and your hips. And then take your hands to your low back. Your legs could stay completely stacked over your hips or slightly on an angle, whichever one feels better for you. Keep the back of your head pressing into the ground. You can stay with your legs lifted in shoulder stand, or you can start to draw the legs toward the back of your head. Maybe your toes touch the ground, maybe not. And then if you're in shoulder stand, slowly start to roll out. Enjoy that juiciness along the spine as you come out of the shape. If you're on a block, you can stay on a block. We'll bend the knees, plant the feet on the ground. You can stay on the block in supported bridge, or heels close to the glutes, feet hip width distance apart, press into your feet, lift the hips up. Interlace the hands, walk the shoulders in. Lengthen the tailbone towards the knees. Releasing your hands and your shoulders, slowly roll yourself back down. Take your feet wide, windshield wiper your legs from side to side. For your third inversion, you can take bridge one more time if you'd like. You can take full wheel if it's in your practice, or you can come into fish pose. I'll guide you through fish. So I press my feet into the ground, lift my hips up, hook my thumbs together, palms facing down, and then walk my arms in as close together as possible, elbows, shoulders, and then rest my sit bones on the backs of my arms, extend my legs out, and then start to shift the weight onto my forearms and elbows, crown of the head to the mat. Most of my weight's on my arms, and then continue with your breath. Whatever inversion you're in, come out with so much care and control. We'll bend the knees again, feet wide, and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Just releases the spine, releases the low back. And from here, we'll move into a twist, so you can keep your legs where they are and just come into a wide-legged twist. Feet wide, knees over to the left, arms out. Or take any other variation you'd like. If you want to go deeper, you can take that left foot on the outside of the right thigh and gently press. If you feel pulling in your knee, just don't do this variation. Releasing your twist, take the same variation you did on the first side onto the other. So if you're in the wide-legged twist and you took it deeper, this time your right outer edge of the foot will come to the outside of the left thigh. And gently releasing your twist, come back to center. We'll take one final shape, happy baby. So lifting your legs, arms on the inside, either grab the ankles or the shins or the outer edges of the feet, or peace fingers and thumb to the big toe. Keep your shoulders relaxed, back of the neck lengthened. Keep your tailbone heavy to the ground. Be still or you can sway. Release your happy baby. Draw your knees in towards you. Wrap your hands around your legs. Lift your chest. Come into a little seed. On your next exhale, release into Shavasana. Extend your legs out long. Arms by the sides, palms up. Gentle shimmy of the shoulders, maybe lift and rock the hips. Find your comfortable spot. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale it out. And just take this time to allow your whole body to completely rest on the ground, trusting the support that's beneath you. Relaxing any effort of your breath. Until you can't tell the difference between where your body meets the ground and where the ground meets your body. And take this time to go deeper into your experience, into yourself, as you rest and receive your practice. Noticing what it feels like to be at home in the center of your multi-dimensional being. And know that you always, always have access to this. And you can slowly start to deepen your breath, allowing your breath to gently stretch you from the inside out. And you can start to move your fingers, your wrists, your ankles, bring your arms up overhead, gently stirring your body into wakefulness. And bring your knees in towards you, give yourself a good hug. You can roll to one side, extend your bottom arm long, rest your ear on your bicep, pausing in this fetal shape. Notice how this fetal shape feels to you. And let's tune into gratitude. So gratitude for our practice, for all of our resources, for our lives, our sacred lives, and for our bodies, for allowing us to have this physical asana practice. And when you're ready, use your top hand to lift you up to a seat. Finding places to lift in the spine, finding places to root down and connect. Take these next few moments with yourself, noticing any shifts from the beginning of class till now. Enjoying your breath. And I invite you to take what you've cultivated within yourself and carry that with you off of your mat and into your life, into the world, as your yoga practice continues in everything that you do. And take one hand to your heart, the other hand over that hand, slight bow of the chin. Notice how this gesture feels to you. Taking a breath and have compassion and care and kindness towards your beautiful self. Giving thanks. Thank you so much for your trust. From my heart to yours, namaste.